6 Common Mistakes to Avoid When Installing Home Theater Speakers. As we delve deeper into the inner workings of building a home theater, it becomes apparent that some less experienced people make mistakes. This is totally normal, as even seasoned enthusiasts have had to go through this learning process. Often, newcomers fear that a significant project, such as a custom speaker installation for their home theater, could go wrong, leaving them regretting their decisions after spending considerable time and money on modifications. To help those just starting, we at Aperion Audio have compiled a list of common home theater speaker installation mistakes. This information will help newcomers avoid these easily avoidable mishaps. Some people may argue that what we've written is simply common sense and that everyone is already aware of it, but others might find it complicated to start building and installing their home theater system. However, that doesn't matter. Experienced individuals may skip this content. Beginners are more than welcome to reach out to us by phone or email if they have any questions or need clarification on anything. Number 1. Front channel and center channel. Ideally, they would be installed at the same height, on the same horizontal surface, and used with an acoustically transparent projector screen, as illustrated in the picture below. In an ideal home theater setup, all front and center channel speakers would be identical in make and model and positioned similarly, but that's not always possible. Ideally, all channels should use the same speakers. The advantage of this approach is that it ensures continuity of soundstage, consistent timbre, sound characteristics, as well the ease of having them positioned the same. However, not every household has a dedicated home theater room. So many people set up their systems in the living room. As a result, some individuals do not use projectors and projector screens, opting instead to use TVs. In this setup, the center speaker is generally installed below the TV, though mounting it above the TV is, in some cases, better depending on the room size, distinct from the front left and right speakers. This separate speaker is referred to as the center channel speaker. Many people, influenced by stereo systems, tend to believe that the most crucial components are the left and right front speakers. This perception leads to these speakers being labeled as main speakers, while the others are seen as less important. Consequently, there is a common assumption that if the main speakers are of high quality, the center and surround speakers can be of lower quality. This mindset often focuses on the front speakers, leaving the center and surround speakers overlooked. As a result, a home theater setup with mismatched speaker quality may not deliver the immersive experience you expect from your home theater. When watching a movie, the experience revolves around how effectively the film conveys its story, particularly through the dialogue of its characters. Dialogue can make up as much as 80% of a movie, which emphasizes the role of the center channel speaker in accurately reproducing these conversations. Consequently, the center channel is more important than the main speakers in the home theater setup. Opting for cheaper alternatives does save money in the long run, but it can diminish the overall performance of your entire system significantly. So, don't skimp out on the center channel speaker. Ideally, you would use the same model for the first 3 speakers and install them at the same height and on the same horizontal plane. Of course, some speakers are specially designed to be used vertically and horizontally, such as our Theatris series T80SL, T65SL, T80WL, and 65WL. Suppose the left and right front speakers and the center speaker cannot be installed on the same horizontal line. In that case, it is recommended that they be installed as level to the listening position as possible to ensure good sound continuity. For example, the height difference shown in the figure is a demonstration of how it should not be mounted. This issue is not limited to the front and center speakers. Similar considerations should be taken into account when installing surround speakers. We will write about this further later on in this blog. We recommend installing the front speakers at the middle height of the screen, or at the same height as the listener's ears, approximately 3.3 to 4 feet, 1 to 1.2 meters, to avoid being too close to the ceiling or the ground, which can compromise sound quality and disrupt the accuracy and continuity of sound and image positioning. Number 2. Where to connect and place my surround sound speakers in a 5.1 system. The surround speaker should be connected to the surround terminals, not the surround back terminals. This is important because a 5.1 home theater audio system does not include a back surround channel. Unfortunately, this misunderstanding has led many individuals to incorrectly wire and install their speakers, placing 5.1 surround speakers behind the sofa. Some user manuals for home theater speakers make mistakes by recommending that surround speakers be placed on the wall behind the seating area. This is a common misunderstanding. If your living room is not an open layout, meaning the couch is flanked by the dining area or windows, leaving little to no space to hang surround speakers on both sides of the sofa. A 5.1 home theater system should generally position the surround speakers slightly behind the sofa on each side, the couch serving as the central axis, with the center channel speaker and TV or projector screen positioned at an angle of 90 to 110 degrees. This arrangement allows for more accurate sound and image placement, while mounting the speakers on the back wall is a compromise. If you need to place the surround speakers this way, maintain the ideal angle as closely as possible and ensure adequate distance from both sides. Additionally, avoid placing the speakers too close to the side walls to minimize sound coloration. Number 3. Avoid placements where the surround speakers are aimed directly at your ears. Avoid directing the surround speakers directly towards your ears, as this is a common pitfall for many beginners. The primary role of surround speakers is to create a sense of immersion. When they are positioned too close to the listening area or set at a high volume, they easily disrupt that immersive experience. To address this common issue in small home theaters, it is generally recommended that surround speakers be installed slightly further back to minimize overly strong direct sound. Another option is to use tripler surround speakers, such as our N6Ss and V8S, or to mount the surround speakers at a slightly higher or slightly further back from the listening position. However, placing surround speakers at a higher position introduces another challenge: ensuring proper separation within the panoramic sound system. In a traditional home theater sound system, THX recommends setting the height of the surround speakers at approximately 2 feet 60 to 61 centimeters above ear level, which translates to about 5.25 to 6.56 feet 1.6 to 2 meters from the ground. With that said, the height will vary from room to room. This positioning is intended to enhance the sense of spatial sound and prevent direct sound from overpowering the surround experience. This is still a compromise when there are no side or rear surround speakers and only ceiling speakers are used for surround sound, and we do not recommend this setup. The latest three-dimensional sound technology, the Dolby Atmos system, requires careful placement of surround speakers to enhance the object-based sound mixing. If these speakers are mounted too high, they can blend with the overhead sound field, significantly diminishing the overall audio experience. The placements of the speakers in the previous image is unsuitable for a Dolby ATMA's home theater system. We recommend positioning the surround speakers as close to ear level as possible, although not directly at ear height, while ensuring they do not obstruct the view of the back of the sofa or nearby seating areas. Ideally, the speakers should be approximately half the room's height, but adjustments may be needed based on the specific layout of your space. Number 4. Can Dolby Atmos high-channel speakers be installed anywhere above your head? There are many misunderstandings surrounding surround speaker installation. Despite surround sound systems having existed for over 30 years, many still have incorrect perceptions and applications, particularly of Dolby Atmos high-channel speakers. There are numerous instances of speakers being installed in the wrong positions for a Dolby Atmos system. Moreover, DTS:X, Oro 3D, and other more niche formats can be even more confusing. Even some so-called professional installers may not fully grasp these systems. Additionally, some audiophiles develop their ideas and techniques for installation, which often lack a scientific basis. The Dolby White Paper, which provides detailed requirements, is the best resource for accurate installation guidelines. Number 5. What about subwoofers? Choosing between a dual subwoofer system and a single subwoofer is a common decision for audio enthusiasts and home theater owners. Both setups have unique strengths and potential drawbacks, depending on your listening preferences, room, acoustics, and budget. For smaller or medium-sized rooms, a single subwoofer is often more than enough to fill the space with rich, dynamic, low frequencies Proper placement and calibration can help you maximize its impact, while also minimizing sound distortion or uneven bass response. Opting for a single subwoofer home theater system simplifies setup, making the subwoofer crawl test for finding the best bass placement much easier and less time-consuming. With fewer cables and equipment, it's also more space-efficient and generally more budget-friendly than a dual subwoofer setup. For smaller rooms, a single subwoofer often delivers sufficient bass without overwhelming the space, and there's less risk of complex issues. Additionally, maintenance and troubleshooting are typically simpler with only one subwoofer in the system. However, using just one subwoofer can lead to uneven bass distribution, creating dead spots or overly boomy areas within the room. It may struggle to provide deep, immersive, low-frequency effects in larger spaces or dedicated home theaters. Compared to dual subwoofers, a single unit has less flexibility for adjusting and balancing bass response across multiple seating positions. Lastly, with only one subwoofer, there's less overall output headroom, which can limit dynamic performance during action-packed movie scenes or bass-heavy music. Ultimately, choosing one subwoofer can meet many listeners' needs, delivering clear, deep bass without added complexity. For those seeking balance between performance and ease of use, a single subwoofer remains a popular option in home theater setups. Ultimately, the right choice depends on your priorities. If you crave rich, balanced bass and are willing to invest in careful setup, a dual subwoofer system delivers impressive results. However, for those with space, budget, or simplicity concerns, a single high-quality subwoofer can also provide impactful performance. Number 6. Is my receiver powerful enough? It's important to match an amplifier to the particular speakers you're trying to drive. An underpowered system can leave the user longing for better performance. Room acoustics can play a large part in the overall performance of the system. And if you're able to achieve a hard reflective surface in the front, absorption in the middle of the space, and diffusion properties in the rear, a system can generally run with lower power. This isn't always ideal or even possible in some spaces, so a separate power amplifier can provide enough energy to drive the speakers properly to maximize performance. What happens if I put all the speakers at the front? This situation exists. We're unsure if it's a lack of space, drive for perfection, or just laziness. This may look as though the sound could be impressive, but we assure you that this is the wrong way to set up a system. That's all for this time. We hope you have a great time. Welcome to our Aperion University series. Here, we will introduce you to basic acoustics knowledge. We hope it will help you. If you like it, please follow us.